I no longer aim for discipline in my life. Instead, I choose devotion. In my opinion, devotion is more powerful than discipline. For me, I have found that when I'm trying to charge towards these life goals in the name of discipline, I burn out and then get stuck in these cycles of shame. I start to feel like I'm not doing enough. I start to believe myself as being lazy. I start to think that I am not good enough, not smart enough. If only I was more disciplined. These thoughts repeat in my head over and over every single time I fall off of something in the name of trying to be disciplined. Other thing with discipline is it does require motivation. To put this really simply and plainly, I am not always motivated, especially once I get into the shame loop of not feeling like I have been disciplined enough. My motivation meter continues to get lower and lower and lower. However, once I switched my mindset to one of devotion instead of discipline, I no longer feel so much burnout. Rub your hands together quickly. Ooh, feel that fire, that heat, that energetic going between your two hands. This is the fire of devotion. This is that fiery devotion that I am talking about. When I reframed my goals into acts of devotion and servitude, they started to become second nature, and the ability to do the things I needed to do followed easily. I can say things like, I am devoted to taking care of my health. Therefore, I will prep healthy meals and walk instead of drive when possible. Because I am devoted to my health and well-being, I will go to bed at a decent time. I will avoid doom scrolling because I am devoted. When I catch myself trying to stay up late on my phone, I remember that I am devoted to my health, and then the decision to turn off the phone becomes easy. I am devoted to creating a comfortable life for me and my daughter. Because I am devoted to this, I will work on my business daily and look for the opportunities to save money. You can see how the discipline is not coming from a harsh place of you need to do this, but instead coming from this place of love and devotion, and it naturally follows once it is framed in this way. I am devoted to my art, therefore I will wake up early enough in the morning to write my morning pages. I will carve out time to create consistently because it is an act of love and devotion. My devotion to remembering that I am a spiritual being, I am simply a soul living in this vessel of a body, because I am devoted in my own personal spiritual practices, that leads me to practice my yoga, to read my spiritual texts, and aim to recognize the soul in every individual being is the same as my soul. Reframing the way I look at life and goals and how to get there into loving devotion is what lights the fire in me and makes me want to perform the necessary action that otherwise I might avoid, that otherwise might feel too crippling and like too much. Reframing this as a loving devotion instead of a disciplinary action that I have to do is what lights the fire within me and makes me actually want to perform the action that I otherwise might avoid. When I say I need more discipline, somatically, my body shuts down. My body tightens and feels small. I almost get a sinking feeling in my stomach. It makes the actions feel like a chore and like something that I will never get done or accomplish. It starts to feel heavy to move through life and move towards the things I want when I am framing it as discipline. When I reframe it into devotion, suddenly my body feels expansive, open. My body lights up, like the corners of my mouth want to turn up when I think of the idea of being so lovingly devoted to something. I feel expansive and full of joy. It doesn't feel like everything is just some task that I have to do, but opportunities to further my devotion to the things I place value on in life. I share this with you because it has helped me immensely. There is so much pressure from the outside world to be disciplined, hit all these goals, move quickly and consistently. And the biggest thing that actually made me move consistently beyond a month or two was truly reframing everything as love. Discipline doesn't feel loving to me. It feels hard and constraining. I really think our heart space affects so much, and when we're trying to do everything with love, not only is there freedom in that, the drive to do things just increases, and discipline comes naturally through devotion. So find the things you want to be devoted to in life. Remind yourself every day that you are devoted to your health. You are devoted to your family and loved ones. I believe that with that devotion, the rest will naturally follow. Thank you again for tuning in. I like to share little bits of my journey and things that have been working well for me as I flow through this thing called life, just like everybody else. So if this resonates, go ahead and hit the subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao.